Hey Sagittarius, and welcome to your November 2016 General Tarot Forecast. My name is Sky, and I'm here to give you guys hopefully another exciting reading. So it will be some Sag's birthday at the end of the month, so it'll be exciting to see what the sun is bringing back into your life and making you more aware of as we shift into Sagittarius' time of the year. So if you really love this reading, or if it resonates a lot with you, you can check out the link in the description box below, and you can jump over to my shop and schedule a private reading. The whole process is there in the link, and I think that the process is simply laid out. So also, if you check the top right hand corner of this video, you can click on the eye with the circle around it, and there will be a list of interesting links or links to last month's video, just anything that's relative to the channel and the reading. So anyway, without further ado, let's see what's coming forward for Sagittarius for November. So the first thing that's coming up for you guys is the Three of Swords, and underneath that is the Queen of Cups reversed. You guys may feel like you got kind of disconnected from your own sense of emotional authenticity. There could have been a relation that ended negatively, or a relationship that isn't turning out the way that you wanted it to be. You may be considering breaking up with someone that you're with, or you may even be in the process of being broken up with. So that's always a possibility when we see the Three of Swords pop up. There could be heart problems for some of you guys, so keep that in mind if you are prone to heart problems, or even if that's just a broken heart. Some of you guys are just in the middle of healing your heart, whether that be physically or emotionally. I think a lot of you guys are trying to pick up the pieces. You guys have the Eight of Pentacles there right after the Three of Swords, and I just think that you guys realize what went wrong. You realize how you can manifest the energy differently, and you want to make sure that this doesn't happen again in the future. You want to make sure that you establish a kind of stronger sense of how you communicate your vulnerability. I think that that's a key word with that Nine of Cups too. There's so much cups for you guys. You've got the Queen of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Cups, which to me, those cards all talk about vulnerability and intuition, and just how you sort of maneuver your way through the emotional aspects of your life. And this isn't so fun for Sagittarius because you guys, it's not that you're unemotional, but you guys like positivity. You guys are optimists, or you tend to be optimists. You're ruled by Jupiter. So when you kind of have these phases of your life where you have to be more emotional beings, or you have to be more realistic or assume some kind of negative emotion, it's not so fun for you guys, and you want to move on to the next party in life. So there's also a possibility that you might be losing favor with someone. You've got the Queen of Swords reversed. You may have said something very harsh or communicated yourself harshly to somebody else, and now you might be reaping consequences for that. Potentially, this might be where this breakup or the end of this relationship is coming from, because either you were very harsh to your loved one, or they were very harsh to you. Because whenever I see the Queen of Swords reversed, it's been popping up a lot lately. I always think it's not necessarily, she usually tells the truth. She speaks the truth, the Queen of Swords. Very logical. It's a very logical person. And this could either be the headspace that you found yourself in, or that someone else around you is in. Very logical person, but they don't tend to assume the other person's emotional state. Like, even if what they say is true, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good time for this person to hear it, just because the Queen of Swords thinks it's a good time. So there may be someone in your life who hasn't been quite fair to you, or who hasn't taken into account the way that you feel about a situation. Likewise, this could be you not taking into account the true feelings of someone else, and thinking that the way that you feel is the way that everyone should feel, and not really caring about what somebody else is going through. And it can also be an aspect of expecting that other people will go through the same pain as you, so that you shouldn't necessarily here's a really big downside to the Queen of Swords. Sometimes this energy thinks that everyone has a certain amount of pain to go through, therefore they shouldn't try to prevent it. They shouldn't try to make somebody feel better, because the Queen of Swords reversed has been through pain, and they think that it's part of the human condition. Therefore, there's no reason for them to try to make somebody feel better, because no one was there for them when they wanted to feel better. Therefore, it wouldn't be fair of them to be there for somebody. And I think it's only a very small percentage of Sages who are being this way, or who are kind of giving somebody the cold shoulder because they think that it's part of the human condition. I shouldn't even try to make them feel better. But I do think that there are a lot of Sagittarius who might be going through that with somebody else. And, Sagittarius, you don't like a cold shoulder. You like warmth, and you like just people who are gentle and casual, and you don't like really calculating cold people, and you try to distance yourself. So that would be wise at this point in time. If someone's being cold to you, it's okay to establish distance, and it's okay to at least take some time to think about things and to think about the nature of the relationship and if that's something that you want in your life. Because you're not feeling so lucky right now. You've got the 9 of Cups reversed. There was some luck in your life for a while. Things seem to flow really smoothly, and you might have even gotten a lot of allies behind you. You thought that people were really on your side of the team. Like, you thought that people supported you more, and then something happened where you realized they didn't support you quite as much as you expected. You realized that maybe they weren't quite there for you in the way that you were there for them. Someone wasn't loyal to you, you feel, that in the way that you were loyal to them. So you're just kind of taking this time to reestablish your idea of this person or your idea of these people who weren't there for you in your time of need. And you're really I think you're in a state of reflection, because at the bottom of the deck, you've got the 7 of Pentacles, and you're kind of looking at everything that's grown into your life, everything that's materialized, and you're just really taking time to think about if that's what you want moving into the future. There's a potentially kind of melancholic feeling about what you've accomplished, and likewise, you can be proud of it, but it's like it doesn't quite seem like enough, or it doesn't seem sufficient or wholesome. Even if there's a big quantity, it doesn't feel like it's quantity, not quality, a lot of the time with the 7 of Pentacles. So I also think that you guys aren't really in a mode where you want to cover up any of your issues with partying or distractions. And I'm proud, because Sagittarius can be one of the signs who tends to try to distract themselves, kind of try to self-medicate, because although they are very philosophically inclined, they tend to, like I said earlier, not want to be so emotional or experience those colder emotions. But the 3 of Cups has fallen into the reverse for you guys, so it's almost like partying or trying to cover up any of your problems. It's not quite having the same effect as it used to, and you're really just, again, wanting to step into the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. You have that chronology in your reading, and you're wanting to reflect and just accept things for what they are and not try to cover them up and try to make them into something that they're not. You want the truth, and you want to accept it for everything that it is in November. There could also be a lack of energy to deal with other people's emotional problems. Like, maybe there have been people who have been leaning on you and needing a lot of your emotional energy to help them with their own struggles, and you might feel like you're kind of running out of that energy and you need to kind of set boundaries. I think that's supported at this time, but make sure that you're not. One thing that you don't want to do in November is set yourself up to kind of be that sponge for everyone else, to kind of give of yourself a lot. Unless you want to do that, Like, don't tell people that I'm here for you, anything that you need from me, and then get upset at them when they come calling, you know what I mean? Be clear with people. Tell them it's a difficult time for me. I'm kind of doing my own thing right now. I may not be too available, and it's not personal. I just need a bit of time, and see how much that kind of helps the situation. So don't be upset at people when they just hold you up to your word. Sometimes Sagittarius can have a bit of sometimes Sagittarius don't stay true to their word, because in the moment sometimes they feel like they can give more than they actually can, and then when it comes to the time period when somebody needs it, Sagittarius sometimes can't follow through, even though they want to. But sometimes they just can't, because they have such an abundance, or they want to give so abundantly, but they just realistically can't sometimes. So be realistic with yourself, Sag, first and foremost, and then also let that carry over to the other people in your life right now. Let people know where you stand, and then if they still kind of try to expect something of you, or they're not gentle with that, then you can move forward and distance yourself more. But don't distance somebody or get upset at somebody for expecting what you already promised to them. Not everyone knows necessarily the ins and outs of your experience or what you're going through, so just keep that leveled within yourselves and understand what expectations other people have of you and set them straight. Set the expectations of yourself to be what you can actually give, and that's going to really see you through November in the most positive way. Anyway, it's been a great reading, guys. Kind of short and to the point, but sometimes those are the best. Sometimes we don't need to spend time just rambling over details that have already been set out clearly. So if you guys love this reading, you can book a private reading with me. You can jump over to my shop, which is linked in the description box below. Likewise, you can check out the cards in this video in the top right hand corner and see any other videos that are related, and also some other things that are helpful for my channel. So also, I would love to, if you guys would comment. I love to get in a dialogue with you guys and in a conversation, and tell me if you have any other interpretation of how these cards what they might mean to you, or your own experience, if it's similar or different. I always love to hear about it. So I hope you guys have a good November. See you in December.